You can exercise consistently, eat what you think is a healthy diet, and still wake up one day feeling weaker than you did a year ago. Your grip isn't as strong. Stairs feel harder. Even carrying groceries seems heavier. Here's the uncomfortable truth. After the age of 40, your body begins losing muscle every single year, and most people don't even realize it's happening until it's already advanced. But what if I told you that this decline isn't just about aging, and it's not just about exercise either? In fact, there are 3 specific foods backed by science that can actively slow down, and in some cases even reverse, age-related muscle loss when used correctly. And yet, most people either don't eat them at all or they eat them at the wrong time, in the wrong way. In a moment, I'll show you exactly what these 3 foods are, why they work, and how to use them to rebuild strength even if you're already noticing muscle decline. As we get older, the systems that once worked effortlessly in our 30s begin to slow down. Muscle repair becomes less efficient. Hormonal signals weaken. Even your ability to absorb nutrients changes. This condition, often called age-related muscle loss, is one of the most overlooked threats to long-term independence, mobility, and overall health. But the right nutritional strategy can change that trajectory. Let's start with what's really happening inside your body. After the age of 40, most adults begin losing muscle mass at a rate of about 3 to 8% per decade. After 60, that rate accelerates even more. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about losing muscle, it's about losing the ability to rebuild it. You might still be eating protein. You might even be staying active, but your body becomes less responsive to the signals that normally trigger muscle growth. Let me introduce you to David, a 5'8" who did everything right. He walked daily, ate balanced meals, and avoided junk food. Yet over time, he noticed his legs weakening and his posture changing. He assumed it was just aging. But when we looked deeper, the issue wasn't effort, it was efficiency. His body simply wasn't using nutrients the same way it used to. Now here's the myth most people believe. As long as you eat enough protein, your muscles will take care of themselves. That's not entirely true. Because muscle maintenance isn't just about protein quantity, it's about nutrient timing, amino acid quality, and the presence of key supporting compounds your body relies on to actually use that protein. Without those factors, much of what you eat simply doesn't translate into muscle repair. And that's why so many people feel like they're doing everything right but still getting weaker. Here's the hidden truth most people never hear. As you age, your body develops something called anabolic resistance. This means your muscles become less sensitive to the signals that tell them to grow or repair. In younger adults, even a moderate amount of protein can stimulate muscle synthesis. But after 50, your body requires stronger signals and more specific nutrients to achieve the same effect. Research has shown that not all proteins are equal when it comes to activating muscle-building pathways. In particular, one amino acid stands out: leucine. Leucine acts like a switch. When present in sufficient amounts, it tells your body it's time to build muscle. But here's the problem. Many diets, especially those that are low in high-quality protein, don't provide enough leucine to flip that switch. And even when they do, timing becomes critical. Your muscles are most responsive at certain times of day, especially after periods of fasting, like overnight or following physical activity. If you miss those windows, your body simply doesn't respond the same way. So the real solution isn't just eating more, it's eating smarter. And that's where these 3 specific foods come in. Let's start with the first and arguably most powerful food: eggs. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of protein available. They contain all essential amino acids, including a high concentration of leucine. But what makes eggs especially effective is their bioavailability. Your body can absorb and use the protein in eggs more efficiently than most other foods. The ideal time to consume eggs is in the morning. After an overnight fast, your body is in a catabolic state, meaning it's breaking down tissue. A leucine-rich meal like eggs helps reverse that process quickly. The most common mistake? People either skip breakfast entirely or eat low-protein options like toast or cereal. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 2-year-old who replaced her morning toast with 3 eggs and vegetables. Within weeks, she reported improved energy, and over time, she regained noticeable strength in her upper body. Now, the second food: Greek yogurt. Not all dairy is equal, but Greek yogurt stands out because it contains both fast-digesting whey protein and slow-digesting casein. This combination creates a sustained release of amino acids into your bloodstream. That makes it ideal for the evening. Consuming Greek yogurt before bed helps support overnight muscle repair, a period when your body does a significant amount of recovery work. The mistake most people make here is choosing flavored yogurts loaded with sugar, which can blunt some of the metabolic benefits. Plain, high-protein Greek yogurt is the key. Now, the third food, and this one surprises most people: fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich not only in protein, but also in omega-3 fatty acids. These fatty acids play a critical role in reducing inflammation and improving muscle protein synthesis. In fact, studies have shown that omega-3s can enhance your muscle's sensitivity to anabolic signals. In simple terms, they help your body respond better to protein. The best time to include fatty fish is during lunch or early dinner. This gives your body time to absorb and utilize both the protein and the omega-3s throughout the day. A common mistake? People either avoid fats altogether or rely on processed sources instead of whole foods. Let's go back to David. After incorporating fatty fish 3 times per week, along with strategic protein timing, he didn't just maintain muscle, he began regaining it. Strength improved, energy stabilized, and most importantly, he felt capable again. Now, let's talk about what's quietly sabotaging your progress. First, inconsistent protein intake. This is where most people go wrong. They might eat a high-protein dinner, but barely consume any protein earlier in the day. Your body doesn't store protein the way it stores fat. It needs a steady supply throughout the day. Second, relying on low-quality protein sources. Processed meats, protein bars with additives, or incomplete plant proteins often don't provide the amino acid profile needed for muscle repair. This leads to underperformance at the cellular level, even if calorie intake seems adequate. Third, ignoring recovery timing. This is where most people make the mistake that slows their progress. If you go long periods, especially overnight, without giving your body the nutrients it needs, you increase muscle breakdown. And over time, that imbalance leads to noticeable decline. Let's bring this together. Age-related muscle loss isn't inevitable, but it is predictable if you ignore the signals your body is giving you. The 3 foods we discussed: eggs in the morning, Greek yogurt at night, and fatty fish during the day work because they target the exact mechanisms responsible for muscle decline. They provide the right amino acids, at the right time, in forms your body can actually use. Here's one additional tip most people overlook. Pair your protein intake with light resistance activity, even something as simple as bodyweight exercises. This amplifies your body's response and makes those nutrients far more effective. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these foods are you already eating, and which one have you been missing? Share your experience in the comments. Before you go, don't just watch and forget. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and drop a like if this helped you. And if you know someone who needs this, share it with them. Thank you for watching. Stay strong.